On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757.
Endo, hydro, the vapes and blunts I smoke. That's exactly what I need when I'm blowing.
What's up, everybody? Here we are, the after show, but later, episode number 337. It's your boys D and Luis Cortez Jr. back for another live episode. Cavino and Rich, they have been off this week, but we still got plenty of content for you. Luis, let me know. It looks like you're wearing your blue collar boy gear. So, I mean, I love it. Did we catch you on the job site? Are you actually at work right now? Let us know.
We need like construction sounds, but nah, bro. I just wanted to play it up. You know, I mean, unfortunately I went to the Knights game yesterday. I was gonna wear that and we lost, so I'm like, fuck, man. I mean, I don't want to wear that today. But the blue collar boys, the blue collar gang was a big hit, so I figured I might as well not. This isn't even a costume, bro. This is my real gear and shit. Like I wear this more than anything else, really. And I actually just started a new job, but very much doing the same thing, just a competitor of ours. So I'm just excited to have that. But
A competitor
at the
of
job
yours.
site.
So you're now you're the competitor?
Yeah, basically, yeah. I joined the dark side.
Dang, like that. And
You already know.
the week of May the 4th. So May the 4th
Yes.
be with you. You joined the dark side. I don't know, man. Sometimes life writes itself, you know?
What is it? Life imitates art?
Yeah,
Or
art imitates
yeah, bro.
life right now. Life is imitating art because you joining the dark side May the 4th week. Come on now. Where is it? There we go. Well, if you guys don't know, there's we have we usually talk about the hot tub boys, you know, and then when I got to Vegas last June, I can't believe it's already going to be a year. And I was like, you know what? They have the hot tub boys and everybody gives them a hard time. And I was like, you know what? Maybe we're not ballers like the hot tub boys, right? Maybe we can't be flying from city to city with Cavino and Rich like the what is it? The Grateful Dead, right? We're not, we're the above ground pool boys, right? So we can afford above ground pools, right? That's our crew. And just recently came up with the blue collar boys. And it was funny because on our last episode, we showed the picture of you and Pete Brain Tom, and they actually pulled that picture for the Cavino and Rich show. So it's a new one that looks like a lot of people are a part of, man. There was like 70 some odd comments or something where people were saying they were blue collar boys. So I think a lot of, as much as we do here and there from the ballers, right? The people, the Jaime Tavareses that are taking private jets, there's much more of the blue collar boys that have an old hammer and a tape measure, right? So anyway.
It's funny and it's true, but I think a lot of because like in that industry, like we're always on driving, we're always away from home, or we're on a job site where there's usually some kind of music or something going on. So I think that all adds to where these guys are at, especially from back in the day. But it's funny because those guys are the far, far, far removed from anything that has to do with blue collar shit. But we still somehow relate. And I know we had this conversation before. Like those guys can't even fucking change a tire, check their oil, bro. They have no idea like the kind of shit that we'd be doing out there. And it's funny, but that's what brings all together, man. Those two clowns are what brings all of us together.
You know what's crazy is that Reinhardt's here. Reinhardt, a very true blue collar boy, engineer, if you guys don't know that, and like a locomotive engineer. So this fool's like making sure our trains run properly. But the whole reason why we're actually doing the show today is because of the blue collar boys. So you go back to when Jonathan and I started the after show, but later was him and I were working together and we were doing flooring. Tile, freaking vinyl, laminate, hardwood. And we actually got into renovations and like of bathroom remodels and stuff like that. So when him and I were working, we were always kind of BSing about Cavino and Rich, right? So we were like, right? I'm over there washing out buckets, right? And whatever. And that's when we kind of got the idea of like, we should actually talk. I mean, if we're talking about this, we have each other to talk, with the show about. But how many people out there don't have somebody they can bounce, show thoughts off of? So then, came the after show, but later. And at the time, we were like, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. When are we going to do it? You know what? Well, we can't really have a set schedule because, our hours were all over the place. And we're like, yeah, we'll be the after show, but we can't do it right after the show. Because usually, like, the Howard Stern wrap-up show would be immediately following, right? So it'd be the Howard Stern show, the wrap-up show is right after. So it was like, we'll be the after show, but later. Like, we can't do it right now because we were blue collar boys. So that actually, and I've been talking to Green Optimist a lot lately. Green Optimist and I, at the time, we were actually talking about getting together. He's in Washington, I'm here in Arizona, but we're talking about linking up. And going back to that time when we first started, even before we started the after show, but later, me and Green Optimist, we were talking daily, like multiple times a day, sending little Snapchats to each other and doing all that. So the Blue Collar Boys is actually the reason why the after show, but later exists. The explanation that nobody wanted.
That's like it's behind the velvet rope. That's gonna be in later on when they
I think I actually know what.
Shit. You got that song?
Do you know when Cavino and Rich would do the throwback or not throwback Thursdays when they would play like old episodes and they were like 2009.
That's crazy, bro. I didn't know that, but it makes sense.
You don't? Yeah. Oh, you didn't know that about the show?
No, and you know what's funny? And I thought you were talking about today because we usually do this on Tuesdays, but I had to work yesterday, which was blue collar shit, which is why we're here today on a Wednesday, not a Tuesday. So
no,
I appreciate you guys being flexible.
That's why we can be the after show, but later. I thought you guys did it on Tuesdays. We do. This week we're gonna do it later. And that's part of the reason why it was but later is because Doug, we were like, at the time we weren't working 9 to 5s, so it's just crazy how everything works out. And, because if we were like the prompt after show, exactly after Cavino and Rich, this would have gone away a long time ago. But the way that we have that flexibility, and especially in the beginning when Jonathan and I were first doing the show, we would go weeks without doing a show, and then it would just pop up randomly. We would do a show. So that was really but later back in the day.
I can't imagine your big ass fucking doing fucking flooring and shit.
Dog. It is crazy. It was, Doug, the thing I hated the most was tile. Because, Doug, you end up being all dirty and like everything's so wet. Right here, you're hotter than hell, but you're usually like sleeved up, because you don't want to, start getting chemicals and shit on your arms or whatever, so you're all sleeved up. When it's cold, Doug, then you're freaking freezing your ass off when you're trying to make cuts on the water saw. It's like, your fingers feel like they're gonna fall off. My buddy Jonathan cut a piece of his finger off one day with the the table saw or the water saw. Doug, and I got so good. I actually have a scar on my leg because, Doug, I would end up taking the little the freaking little guard off of like the angle grinder. And I was like, guard, what am I, dog? I'm a 57-year-old, homeowner. Threw the guard out here. I was like, I'm a man. Because a lot of the times with the tiles, we would have to shape them, right? And with the water saw, whatever. But sometimes you just whip out the angle grinder and just cut like whatever little angle you're trying to get. Well, I had the piece of tile on my lap. And I'm going, dog, and it like cut through the tile, through my pants, and through my leg. So I was like, I still remember the house I was at when that happened, dog. And I got the scar to prove it. But yeah, man, Blue Collar Boys is the reason why we're here. So there's been a lot of stuff, man, that has gone on in the last couple of weeks. If you have nowhere to get started, I have some good ones. So let me know if there's some things you need to get off your chest. We can start there.
Nah, man, go ahead. It's just funny because I throw you right off my job site for it. Be like, yeah, if we get out of here with this no guard shit. It's important, and especially what we do. We're working for multi-million, billion-dollar customers, bro. Like, they won't stand for that shit. I know that I've done some sketchy shit before too. Don't get me wrong. Definitely not at work. Back at home, and just to share a story. I've been in the industry for 18 years.
Yeah.
And when I first started, I didn't give a fuck. You like nobody, and I didn't take your shit serious. But then I seen a guy get hurt here and there, like fuck, maybe I should do that, or maybe I should stop doing that shit,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that it can get me. Not only just hurt, food killed. And then one day I was at my brother's house. And I had a grinder. I was getting ready to cut something, and I didn't have any safety glasses on, so I was like, maybe I'll just squint and shit. And I'm like, what?
Everybody's done the squint with the
Like,
grinder, dog.
and I'm like, bro, that's so dumb as fuck. Like, that's not gonna do shit. And I'm like, when I go to work, I'd have my shit on and all that. And here I am at home chilling. Like, I'm just gonna squint real quick. So I'm like, our old company used to say like, take safety home, bro. It's not just at work because people do dumb shit at work. You're like, oh, someone's gonna rat me out, or safety's there, or whatever. So you have more of an incentive to like, do what you're supposed to do. But when you're at home, for how many bystanders you've seen cutting lawnmowers with sandals on and shit like that, or like, doing shit when
Yeah.
like not the right, what we call PPE on. You're like, man, that was just asking for something,
Yeah.
or someone's doing something stupid. But
Well, Lisa
I mean,
just
that's
joined us.
beside
What
the
up,
point.
Lisa? No, you know what? I think, I mean, this is a theory I have. I could be completely wrong, but I think the reason why you talked about maybe if I squint, I don't need safety glasses with the angle grinder. I think that's why they actually call a lot of Mexicans Chino as a nickname, because dog, you know how you make your eyes all Chino and you turn away when you're with the grinder? Cause you're like, I'm not trying to
Yeah.
get little things in my eye. So dog, you're like this. That's just what you're doing when you're on the job site. So that's why people look Chino. I guess that's why a lot of us got that nickname. But yeah, no, you had said about following directions and safety. Damn it, there was something I was going to say about that. Um, my buddy, right? He works in mines all the time. He was just in Chile recently, and Doug, it's crazy because he said like some of the dudes like he's I'm not gonna give all his business, but he's not part of the electrical stuff. But he said there was dudes that would just fry on the freaking mining site because they didn't check whatever, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, Juan, yeah, this morning, you know," like. Oh, for real? Like that? He was like, yeah, dude. He was like, especially they'd go to like, he goes to Mexico a lot because we're right here on the border. And well, he lives in Tucson, but there's right there on the border too. And he would say like, there'd be fools that they would start the job with that they would lose a couple because these motherfuckers would hit a switch or something and they didn't check the shit in the morning, and all of a sudden they got fried like a freaking piece of toast. So yeah, man, it happens. But yeah. I know you said we can go ahead and get into some Cavino Rich stuff. There were some things that we missed the last couple of times they were on the air that I'm so excited that we get to hit them now since they've been off for a few days. One, dog, I have to hit you with is I don't know if these were part of your life. If they were, then hey, this is just I'm the only one. But I have three things. Actually, we'll start with devil dogs. Were they ever a part of your life?
Devil dogs?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, dog. Because, all right, let me go ahead. Do you even know what the hell they are?
I can't say that I do,
Okay.
but I'd be lying.
So, okay.
Maybe I know by a different name or something. When you tell me, I'd be like, yeah, I do, but right now, off the top of my head, not.
So when Cavino and Rich were talking about devil dogs, right? Because they were talking about things from back in the day and like maybe things that have slowly disappeared, right? Like freaking, like white dog shit. All the time in the 90s, we always seen that in people's yards, right? You don't see that no more, right? So devil dogs were not. I don't think he finished his thought. But so they're talking about devil dogs, right? Devil dogs this, devil dogs that. And I go, in my mind, right? Not even thinking, not even giving it a second thought. I go, oh, maybe they're like deviled eggs, right? They get the yema and they mix it or with the mayonnaise and all that, whatever, right? And they stick it back in there. I go, maybe a hot dog is like animal style fries, right? I'm like, maybe that's just what like a hot dog, but a devil dog. Dog. And then they bring up on the screen these little quequitos. They're freaking little pastries. So they were part of your growing up. See, and Reinhardt's from New Mexico. He said they were part of his growing up. I don't know, dog. Maybe we were just a little too far west that didn't come up into Arizona and California. But, Doug, I had never heard of devil dogs until they had...
So I'm looking at it right now. It looks like a little UFO or like a little cream sandwich,
It'll be
basically.
over. Yeah. So I can't even tell you what they were. You said they were like a little ice cream.
It looks like what do they call the new school? Like the new school little cupcakes, like the ones that are chocolate, the famous
With
ones
a little
with the
swirl on
white
it?
little. Yeah, that's what I would look at. But these look longer. They look
Oh,
like a
they were
hot dog bun
not
almost.
part of his growing up, Reinhardt.
No.
Then you know what, Reinhardt? Maybe, we're getting closer. We have California. We have, Oh, okay. Oh, I think I've seen those. To me, they look
But
like ding dongs.
yeah, kind of. But I guess the brand is called Devil Dogs.
Maybe
But they
it's
just look.
an East Coast brand or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've never
Devil
even.
Dogs.
It's a
I never seen
Drake's.
that, dog. So far we have California with Luis Cortez, Arizona, me, and we have Reinhardt right here in the New Mexico. So we're somebody from Texas chime in. Somebody from Texas, Lisa. I know you're in New York. Were they part of your growing up? Let us know. But there were a couple of other ones, dog, that they were saying these were hitters, dog, that I never even heard of. So Sunny Doodles. Have you ever heard of Sunny Doodles?
That's not Sunny D, right?
No. See, that's all right. Again, all right. Let me go ahead. I'll give one of these every time that happens. Dog, they were talking about Sunny Doodles, and I think they were like little cupcakes or something, or little like snowballs or something. I don't know. All I know, dog, is I wrote Sunny Doodles because I didn't know what the hell they were talking about. And then, dog, this is the one that we might get the most controversy from because I feel dumb because I've heard this my whole life. I never knew it was a pastry. Yankee Doodles, dog. They have Yankee Doodles. Another pastry. Sunny what? Sunny Doodles. Yankee Doodle.
It's the same brand.
Sunny Doodle.
So Drake's makes Sunny
Drake's?
Doodles and yeah, it's like a little bird.
Okay. All
That's the
right.
brand,
Shout
I
out to
guess.
Drake's, right? And shout out to Josh's too. But yeah, dog. So Devil Dog, Sunny Doodles, and Yankee Doodles, dog. I never had one of these in my life. So maybe if they ever have a CRC on the East Coast, dog, we might have to pick up some of these pastries and see what the fuss is all about because they were talking about them about back in the day. They used to love them. I never even heard of them, dog. Dog, the only time I've heard of Yankee Doodles is like when freaking Derek from Full House, the little white guy with glasses, where he was like, "I'm a Yankee Doodle, sweetheart,"
Damn.
or whatever. Dog, I never heard of Yankee Doodle Dandy or whatever, but I've never heard of them being an actual pastry.
I just did what you hate and Rich does all the time and looked it up on my phone, and they're all part of the Drake's. Like instead of Hostess, who makes all kinds of shit, it's Drake's, and they make all three of those.
Yeah, see, Reinhardt says we grew up on Hostess and Little Debbie's. That's what. Come on, that deserves one too, Reinhardt. Because Doug, Hostess, we had like a little. It wasn't a bakery, but it was like a what do they call where they had like pastries and shit. It wasn't necessarily a bakery, but they had like a bunch of snacks. I don't know.
No idea.
Whatever, sure. But we actually, and it was called like Hostess. And Doug, it was actually a few blocks away from here. Now it's all boarded up and shut down. But so I guess those have quietly gone away over here too. But the bread box, that's what they called it, dog. The bread box. So things also that they talked about, this was part of it, things that have quietly disappeared. We have the white dog shit. Can you think of anything else, dog, that kind of quietly disappeared?
I think they've had this conversation before, but things that I remember and I know they heard too. But like at least from my era is like projectors. Well, you can back that up a little bit, right? I'm from the middle school and preschool era of fucking chalks, right? Like chalkboards and chalk erasers.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
100%.
then we migrated to projectors, and I remember my teacher had like a bunch of the little films, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
that they would write on and shit. Like those are things like that I would think.
Doug,
are
it's crazy
kinda
when you think about
obsolete.
that. Is that like the overhead projector like that, where they would write on the little like thing right here, right? It'd be like 4 + 4, and it would pop up on like your wall or whatever. Dog, I thought that was technology, dog. Like in like '94, Dog, I'm in like first grade, dog, and the teacher's writing right here and it's writing up there. I was like, get out of here with that technology, dog. I just wanted to go home after that. I was like, dog, I can't even take all this technology. I'm gonna call my mom.
You know, it was crazy when I first saw like an interactive board and shit when you can go up there and touch it and shit. It was like a new school whiteboard that had like you could touch and shit. And like, look how fucking futuristic everything is nowadays. But
The first time I saw one of those, I was like at Disneyland or something. Dog. Like, wait, what? My daughter's all playing a game, and I was like, oh wait, you can touch it here? Oh shit, okay.
and I think last time I was talking about throwback shit, Fruitopia. Maybe that was a West Coast shit, but that was like a juice that was freaking bomb and because it was so
Fruitopia?
much sugar. And, yeah,
I don't think I ever had that. I don't even know what the hell that is.
yeah, it was just like a sweet version of Gatorades. They just made like cherry and kiwi.
Were
And,
they
like,
were
all
they the
kinds
little or maybe it's not what I'm thinking of. You know what I'm thinking of is those little they look like barrels with the freaking little film over it that was like
Oh, those are
almost
bomb.
remember those, dog?
Yeah.
It looked like a little barrel and then it had a freaking little almost
Aluminum.
like aluminum foil looked like on top and you
Yep.
peel it back.
Yeah.
Hey,
They
sometimes
make
dog
they
you leave
still
it
make
on
some
there.
of those.
Dang. All right, dog. So we're getting too crazy with the nostalgia over here, dog. Let me see. Oh, I had
Reinhardt says he's old too. He knows what's up with chalkboards and projectors.
and
Yeah, bro.
projectors. Dog, when people the things today, dog, kids will never know about, dog. My daughter will never know. She'll be 10, dog, this month. She'll never know the joy that came into our all of the entire kids' faces, dog, when you saw that big ass rolly cart with the TV on it because it was gonna be movie day. They had the little freaking dorks coming from the audio video class right here, right? And they would come and push it in. And you're like, hell yeah, dog. We're watching Selena again today, dog. I can't wait. I remember, Doug, I had a teacher. She played anytime we were like, I think it was whenever she didn't want to do shit because she was Mexican as hell. And like once, no lie, every other month we'd be watching Selena, bro. Dog, in like second grade, dog. Like when she died, like as soon as she died, my whole school felt like she was one of our tias and shit that had died, or cousins actually, because she was like in her 20s or whatever. But dog, we all felt it, and then my teacher would play that all the time, dog. So shout out to her. Let me see. Somebody hit me up with something. I'm not gonna give any names because, you know, I don't want to bring conversations that were private to a public forum. However, I will let you know what the conversation was. And the conversation was, I don't get Cavino's hatred for Jimmy Kimmel. And Doug, the thing is what I was telling this person, and I was like, Doug, I find it a little odd because like I'm kind of apathetic when it comes to Jimmy Kimmel. But the thing is, he's not in my algorithm like at all. So whenever I do see Jimmy Kimmel, it's because Cavino and Rich are pulling a clip. And it's because, dog, he's crying because he got canceled for 2 days or whatever. So the only thing I know about Jimmy Kimmel, dog, is that he's freaking always crying and making comments like about Trump or whatever. So I don't really have like too much of an opinion on that. But what do you think about Cavino, and we'll throw Rich in there too, about Cavino and Rich's hatred for Jimmy Kimmel? Do you find it odd? Do you even notice it? Have you noticed it until I brought it up?
Well, at least my background with Jimmy Kimmel was like I never really was like a late show guy, but I did go to Jimmy Kimmel concert one time, and I watched the Killers.
Jimmy Kimmel concert?
So you know how they usually have like a band,
Yeah.
like in the middle of the show at the end.
Oh,
of
yeah.
And today we have like blah blah blah,
Yeah.
and so I was in Cali when I used to live there, and it wasn't even on property, bro. It was my ex sister-in-law. I was like, hey, I was like in high school. She's like, hey, I got tickets to go see Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy
And
Kimmel live.
And I'm like, fuck that. What do I want to go? She's like, the Killers are performing, and I love the Killers. I'm like, oh, fuck yeah, I'll be there. So we thought we were gonna go watch like the show and shit, and they were gonna be there.
It was only the performance?
It was like we were like in a warehouse in fucking somewhere downtown, like not even at the same fucking show. Like these guys were just playing in a warehouse, and they gave a bunch of tickets out to like people like us, so that when they like, and now the Killers, and they like then they
The
showed
camera
us, like,
moves and it's you
no,
guys?
it was like a whole different spot. Food, like we weren't. I don't even like the show
Well,
was being recorded.
what I'm saying
where,
is they try to fake it. They're like, and the
Yeah.
Killers. They move the camera and it's actually you guys in the warehouse. They
Yeah,
make it
bro,
like
and it
you
was
guys are
fucking
there.
badass and fun. And I was like, where the fuck is Jimmy Kimmel? Like, I'm like, fuck it,
Yeah.
whatever. I got what
Hey,
I
is
wanted,
that
which is
him?
looking.
Right? You just see a white
Yeah,
guy.
he wasn't even there. It was fucking funny. But it
Oh,
was a great show. And like, that's as far as I know. But I have heard it. Maybe he tried to like smash one of Cavino's, maybe his ex or something. I don't know.
hey, could be, could be. They're all wrapped up in that world, the entertainment world. So, could be. I'm not gonna start any rumors, but Spot, during this break, he went and he got his second surgery, this other knee done. So now they were actually talking about the closest you can get to dying without actually being dead. And Spot was saying that he kind of feels like that because Doug, he's been at home changing his face to Rocky and all that or whatever, and life just goes on, Doug, whether you're here or not. And I feel like I I I kind of felt that in a way when I went through my shit and I broke my leg, because it wasn't just like, oh, I broke my leg, it healed. I broke my femur, it started growing awkward, so they had to do a bone graft from my hip to my femur. They had to repair my knee, so I tore my PCL. Doc, it was like 6 or 7 surgeries over 4 years. So Doc, I was up like out of it for months and months at a time, and at the time, dog, it's like, for real, dog, life just like seriously like goes on without you. And like maybe a few months after we wrecked in May. This was probably like September. Another group of our friends ended up wrecking, and one of them died. And it's just crazy, dog, because you end up going into the funeral like, dang, that sucks, R.I.P. And you leave, and your life goes on, dog. And that's crazy because it's kind of how Spot was saying that, like, I forget who actually said that quote, but Spot was saying, like, I can relate to it because you're just here, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, you kind of become an afterthought. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, Spot's at home. Oh yeah, yeah. But life just goes on without you. Do you have any thoughts, any experience? Because I have a good one.
I have, and just to touch on that, it's funny because I do talk to Spot once a week. He's a good, everyone has his say on him, but he's a good dude, I think. And I got to spend some time with him and Danny G at the meetup last year. So I actually hit him up because I not only do I understand where he's coming from, I feel for him. So I'm like, if I can chit chat, and maybe he's more talkative now, at least with me or whoever, because he's on his ass, so he has time to be like, hey, bro, this is my time
Yeah.
to help maybe distract you or yeah, keep you busy for a couple minutes or talk some shit, right? Because I went and I said, hey, man, hope you have a good successful surgery again, whatever. And I was giving him shit. I'm
Don't
like,
go
it's
dying
me.
on us.
I told him it's me, dickhead, because he was calling me penis head when I was wearing my hard hat.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And he's like, no, it's not dickhead. It's you look like a penis with a hat on. And so I was just giving him shit, whatever. And I'm like, how you doing, bro? And then I was just kind of giving him shit. I'm like, don't worry, bro. You're gonna be clapping some cheeks here soon. Like you got this, you got
Yeah.
this. And then I was sending him a bunch of memes and stuff just to kind of help, get one along. But I think it's kind of like I was on an extended vacation one time. I went from like having a week off to having some more time off unexpectedly. And like the first week is like, yeah, I'm off. I can do whatever and shit and like catch up, sleep in, sleep, wake up like late, all that shit. And like week 2, I was like, you kind of run out of all the things you can do,
It's
right?
not
Like I
as
already watched all
fun.
the shows, like I already did all that, and I'm like, I can't even hit anybody up because everyone was working
Yeah.
or doing something. So then I'm like, yo, like I'm off and I'm almost like bored again. Like I just want to do something else and shit. And it's a small, I think small bite size of what he's going through.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can totally feel how that is miserable and it does, dude. The world just keeps going on with or without you, and so I feel for him and anyone else kind of going through that.
You want to give me want me or want to give me? I'm gonna give you a task. Hey, I need you to do this for me. No. What want me to give you an example of another, I guess, side of this is, Doug, the closest you can get to, I guess, witnessing somebody's reaction to you dying without you actually dying. I'm gonna leave how they're related, out of this. But I have a relative that their mom thought that they ended up dying because somebody ended up getting shot or something, and they thought it was him, and couldn't get a hold of him. Dog, it's like the middle of the night. This person says I haven't seen him. They left my pad, whatever, dog. So for hours, I had a relative that like the whole family starts panicking, dog, and thought that he died. you know. And I was like, could you imagine like if you could like, cause the whole family is going nuts, right? But could you imagine like if you could actually see that, like, oh shit, like they really thought I was dead. Like that's how if he does really end up dying from getting shot, that's how everybody's gonna react, you know, like, oh, are you sure? Calling people, calling friends, family, whatever. And it's just crazy because I was like, dog, like, I wonder if like when we got into our car accident, if that's how it was, we're like, they got in their accident because our car ended up exploding and somebody ended up dying. So like, oh, like who, you know, like who was it or whatever? I'm like, I wasn't there to witness it, you know, but I was there to like witness this about the other family member not dying, but people thinking he died, you know?
Remember when that happened with Tommy Cavino, like not too long ago?
Oh yeah, he didn't show up because he was playing Call of Duty all night or something.
Yeah, like, I was up playing video games all night. Like, what's up? I slipped in and everyone was fucking panicking.
So Tommy's got to witness this, dog, because when he woke up or whatever, he probably had like 50 missed calls. He had text messages, right? He's probably like, where are you? Are you alive? Tensia calling, you know, leaving a crying voicemail. No, my baby, you know? I could just, yeah, so I guess Tommy's lived through that, you know?
You know what? Now that I said that and you said that, unfortunately, like when the October 1st thing happened here in Vegas,
yeah,
it's almost been 10 years. Everyone knows I live in Vegas and I always go to a bunch of shows and shit. It was a country thing. I probably would have never gone unless someone like gave me a ticket or took me with me or like chasing some girl there. But I didn't go there. And to be honest, I actually flew out to Cali that weekend and I was with my homies and we got hella drunk that night. And like, exactly what you just happened to me when you said, I woke up the next morning, bro, people were blowing me up. I had texts and IG messages.
Oh, because they thought thought you were at the concert.
That from people that I never even talked to or heard of, like just like, hey, bro, you good? Like this shit happened over there, and a bunch of people like, you know, this and that, and I was like, I didn't even know what happened, bro. I was just like, what? I was all crudo still, all pale, like what? Like what do you mean? Like I had to like look it up and shit. And like oh shit, and like bro, I had to go through like at least 20 people like and fire back like yo like. I'm good, I guess. Thanks for reaching out. Like this sucks and shit, but like, yeah, I'm safe and shit. So
yeah,
I kind of slept through that.
Yeah, you text them back, nah, bro, I'm dead. What? And really throw them off, huh?
Hey, you owe me money.
Hey, yeah, you ain't never gonna get it back, dog. I'm dead, so I just erase my phone number. Dog, but yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. I have some things that aren't Cavino Rich related, but I don't know where you want to go.
I do. Did we have a chance to talk about Camino's brother-in-law and the whole? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, about the game and him coaching.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah, we did talk about it because I ended up talking about my brother, and I was like, I could see him getting crazy, and he does, you know, volunteer his time or whatever. So we did hit on it. For those of you that may have missed it, go back and listen to episode number 336 of the after show. But later, we had a nice little recap. And Luis, obviously, you don't remember it, so if you want to hear it, go back and listen to episode number 336 if you don't remember the conversation. Dog, this is like some shit where you're like, you know, you watch like a home video from when you were like 6 and you're like, damn, dog, I don't remember even saying that. Like, I have no memory of that. Dog, this is you from last week.
It was all the NOS I did growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, did you watch, I haven't seen it Behind the Rope. I did see Rich did a little thing, like Monday, I think. Did you catch any of that?
Yeah, when he was doing his Pop 2K little countdown or whatever.
Yeah, but I haven't seen anything.
As much. No, I haven't either. You know, dog, you want to know how much this is a little homoerotic, but you want to know how much I've been fiending for freaking Cavino Rich content? I had a dream, dog. So we are just gonna glaze over the peanut butter comment. We'll get to that right now. But dog, I had a dream that there was a Behind the Velvet Rope, and I was like, oh hell yeah, dog. I was all stoked, and I watched it in my dream and everything. And I got up, dog, and I guess I didn't realize that it was a dream until later. I was like, oh, I don't remember that whole Behind the Velvet Rope. I went back and I looked for it, dog, and I couldn't find it. It's because I dreamt it. It never even happened. So we were promised Shay was going to do Behind the Velvet Rope of watering the cats or whatever the hell and, you know, feeding the flowers or whatever. We didn't get any of that, dog. Here we are Thursday night, and we still don't have anything, Shay. Their week would have been over. Right now, it would have been just as normal as... So even if you do a Behind the Velvet Rope right now, dog, what does it matter? We're not even freaking... the week would have been over already. That's my two
Yeah,
cents.
I haven't even seen any. I hadn't even really seen like Cavino post anything other than some Yankee stuff. And yet again, the fucking curse strikes again. What the New York announcer, the New York
Yeah.
Yankee announcer passed away, which is kind of
And then who
unfortunate.
else?
But
There's another one.
oh yeah, somebody posted something else. Was it a
Uh,
director or an actor or something?
I don't remember, but yeah, I guess number 3 we have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We got 3.5 more days until Cavino and Rich come back for somebody else to die. So who are you putting your money on?
Shit, I'm not gonna fucking knock on wood. Just, I mean,
You're like, I ain't putting that bad juju on nobody.
Fuck that. It'd be my ass.
You know, Doug, did we? Okay, now I'm gonna have a Luis moment if we talk about it. Did we talk about the Hulk Hogan documentary?
Yeah. No, they did.
They did. We didn't. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't yet.
But Doug, what's crazy is that like, are you planning on watching it?
You can talk about it. It's cool,
Okay,
but I wanna
well,
finish.
it's just crazy because like it was cool that it looked like it was like he was in on like the production and stuff because it was like his last like set of interviews right before he dies, right? And they do hit on like a lot of the controversial stuff when he hooked up with like one of his homies' wives, when he freaking dropped some N bombs, and they do hit a lot of that. But what's crazy is like at the end of it, they're like, all right, you know, I think we have enough for right now. You know, if we need to like get some more like talking head interviews or whatever, we'll reach out in a couple of months. And in a couple of months he died. So it's like just right there, just that was it. But it ended up Ted Turner is the other one.
Oh yeah.
Ted Turner, and the reason why it reminded me right now is because he was the one who had WCW before Vince McMahon actually bought it from him. So that was a good one. Has there been anything, Dog, that you've been checking out that maybe you have some good recommendations? Any recs from Luis Cortez Jr.?
Yeah, and then I guess one thing too about CNR was just we just celebrated Cinco de Mayo, and man, the walk-off used to be fun, bro. Like I feel like they need to somehow do that shit again.
That would be
We
cool,
ever-
Doug. I think with them being at Fox Sports Radio now, because during COVID and during them doing Patreon before the Fox deal, they were at home. They're like, oh yeah, we kind of went away from that. But now, Doug, they have enough people that I feel like would be willing to participate. I with Sam would participate. I feel like Monty would participate. Dan Byer, Danny G, right? I'm sure Danny G can get his lady to make something if he didn't want to. So I feel like there's enough people now. They have Mike that runs this place, Doug Shay, some of the other video editors, Doug. I feel like they could make it into a big thing again now at Fox Sports Radio. So that would be, but unless they plan to take off this time every year, then it's kind of ruins the purpose.
True that.
So, Andrew Fournier just joined us. So what up, Fournier?
What's up, brother? But I know we talked about it. It is Star Wars week. I just finished the Maul series. I don't know if Double M's in here today, but and I know last time we talked Star Wars, a lot of us were geeking out and shit. So I did just finish that. It's a cartoon series, obviously, but it is part of the whole. I know you don't know what's up with that, but it is part of the universe, and it is fucking good, man. I loved it. The last episode, the whole thing was pretty good, but the last episode was really when that shit went down, and I think they're probably gonna do another season. That's what I would say, because a lot, like I was like, oh fuck, bro, like, I wish there was another episode. But it was pretty badass. I don't want to spoil it, but
no, it's funny because I don't know if I've talked about it on here yet, but I have a buddy that's a huge Star Wars fan, my buddy Leo, and after we had that little shindig where Andrew Sims was talking about being cosplay and shit, in the middle of the night and his chonies and shit, and you guys were all spazzing out about it, freaking I was talking to my buddy Leo about it, and I was like, I had all these questions for him, dog. I'm like, hey, what's a stormtrooper? Dog, I had like no idea. He was like filling me in on it. And I'm like, I've seen, because the only one I've seen is episode 1. So I'm like, dog, so like Anakin on the one I seen, he was a little boy. But I know the ones in the 70s, he was grown. Dog, all my questions were so elementary, dog. It would have made you guys laugh because I genuinely like don't know anything. Like my buddy was telling me about was it Yu-Gi-Oh? Was that like cards?
yeah, it was like Pokemon. It was like around Pokemon.
Okay,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I think that was because he
Yu-Gi-Oh. I
he
love
had
that shit.
said something. He said it was like Yu-Gi-Oh or something. And I go, what's that? And he goes, what? And I go, he's like, nah, like, and I was like, oh yeah, it was Yu-Gi-Oh. Cause I go, is that like a yo-yo? And he goes, dude. And I go, what? Like, I don't know what the hell that is, dog. And then, so then he started explaining it to me about how like they fight or something or the card. And then I'm like, dog, that's stupid. You're like, well, my card beat your card. I'm like, dog. And then so we started talking about that. But anyway, so Star Wars and Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't know shit about.
Peace out,
Checking out,
Reinhardt. Enjoy
guys,
the movie.
to go see Michael Reinhardt. Let me know how it is. I got a good review from two very important people to me, and they were telling me they loved it and that it leaves the door wide open for a sequel. So go enjoy it, Reinhardt. Thank you for joining.
No, that's all I've been. What else did I watch? I just watched some shit that was kind of close to your hood. I just finished rewatching Breaking Bad, and I'm
Oh,
gonna start rewatching Better Call Saul now.
well,
I
all
love that
right.
show,
I got a
bro.
Breaking Bad story, dog. So, I think Ken, did I tell you guys about the little tweaker white kid that was in front of Little Caesars? Yeah. Okay. Never mind. So, so dog, the other day, right? I'm in front of Little Caesars, right? I pull up, dog, and I turn off my lights, right? There's some little tweaker kids sitting here in front of Little Caesars, right? And I pull up, I turn off my lights. There's these lights that stay on, but they're like not your lights. They're just like these, whatever. Dog, so I'm right there, dog. I'm like, oh, my order's not ready. Cool. So I'm all scrolling through TikTok, and I was like, oh, look it. Oh, right. And I'm liking, right, whatever. Dog, and I just hear this. This is all I hear, dog. And I was like, dog. I'm like, fuck, that little tweaker kid's spazzing out, right, dog? I was like, ah. And then I just hear, dog, and I'm going, what the fuck, dog, right? And I go, and then I go, wait, hold on. You know, dog, I hear in the distance, turn off your fucking lights. And dog, and I go, oh shit, that motherfucker's talking to me. And I go, all right, dog. I go, all right. I'm like, I'm not gonna loke up on this motherfucker. Cause I was like, whatever, but if he does approach me, I might have to drop Jesse Pinkman, right? Cause dog, he was this little skinny ass white guy. And I was like, the only way I could turn off those lights is if I turn off my car. It's 100 and some degrees, dog. We're in Arizona. I'm not sitting here in my hot ass car because you decide to be fucking homeless, right? So, dog, I'm right there, dog, and I get off my car, and I don't know, dog, if he didn't expect me to be as big as I am, because I get off the car, dog, and then he goes like this. He looks at me, he goes like, oh, fuck, and he goes, right? And so I say, looking at him when I'm walking in, like, okay, motherfucker, like, you want to continue screaming, right? So I just say, looking at him, dog, he stays looking at the ground. And then, dog, and I go in, I get my pizza, and the poor little girl that's working, dog, this little Mexican girl, she was like all shaking because I told you how he was screaming, right? So, and he was sitting right outside of the window or the door or whatever. And so, dog, she goes to hand me my pizza, and she's all shaking, dog. And I was just like, pobrecita, like, I pat her on the head. All right, you know, just stay off drugs and stay off the pole. And I left, you know? And then, but then when I walk out, dog, he's like this, and he goes, and he looked up at me, dog, at the court, like the top of his eyes. And I looked at him, and I go, like with my pizza. I'm like, all right, I'm about to go be fast. Fuck you. And then so I go, dog, and I put it in my car. And then he's sitting right there with his hands on his knees, dog, and he just goes, he just stays looking at me, dog, as I drive off. But I was just like, dog, little Jesse Pinkman, dog, you just brought up Breaking Bad. And I had to tell you about my experience with him the other day.
Yeah, that shit makes me sad every time I watch it. And like I watched it probably 3 or 4 times already.
The
And
series?
AJ Fournier says it's probably one of the most rewatched series. And like every time I watch it, I'm like, fuck, either I forgot about that shit because I forget a lot of shit, or like, damn, I never noticed
Remember our
like
show
certain
from
little
last week,
things and shit. Nah,
You lived it and you forgot about it.
You got too much life shit going on.
I feel you. I feel you 100%. But you know what, dog?
I guess
That's one that I haven't seen in a while. So I could go back and rewatch it, and I bet you there'd be plenty of shit, dog, where I'm like, oh, I forgot about this.
I seen some posts earlier too on, I think it was on the Carl's page when the Looks Maxine fool he's getting arrested or he got in trouble.
For what?
You see that? He shot a gator like on Twitch somewhere, and like I guess it
He
was all
shot a
awful.
gator?
Yeah, it was like in Florida, like in the wherever fuck, like in the Everglades or
Wherever the
whatever.
Gators are.
Yeah, in the Gator Hotel,
Yeah.
and at the Gator fucking meetup. And apparently, I guess what he got in trouble for was like shooting
An
just some
armed
shooting a
gator, dog?
gun, shooting a gator like like somewhere we're supposed to, like in a public place or whatever.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't
But
see that. I didn't
fuck
see the
that
look.
food. That food's annoying. I hate that food.
I never. Did you ever watch that series or whatever that
Fuck
documentary
no.
that Cavino
I
was
would
talking
not
about?
spend. I wouldn't invest any time in that shit.
Yeah, yeah. I'd rather watch Breaking Bad again.
Yeah.
Doug, you know what?
Yeah.
I've Cavino and Rich have been off this week, right? So one of the things I've been doing, Doug, is I'm like, I gotta fill that time at work with something, right? And I've been on a mission, Doug, because usually I'll throw one AirPod in, but I'm so easily distracted, Doug. Anytime anybody walks by my office and shit, I'm like, right, right. So I'm always looking. So, Doug, I go, you know what? I'm gonna lock in. Cavino and Rich aren't here this week, Doug. I'm just gonna put both my AirPods in. I'm gonna zone out. Doug, you know what I've been putting on? And I've watched like 57 episodes since they've been gone. Freaking 2020, dog. 2020 and like Dateline and shit like that. Dog. I watched one about this chick. She was a freaking like a dance, like a burlesque dancer or something in Vegas. And they were talking about like this dude like chops her up and shit and takes her to his ex-girlfriend's house. And she's like, oh, if you're gonna store that here, what is it? And he's like, you don't want to know. And she's like, you're going to have it in my pad. Like, you're going to have it in my garage or whatever. Like, what is it? And he's like, it's Debbie. Like, she's like, get out of here, right? dog, I've been over here because I've been trying to, like, organize my shit and stuff, like, at work. So, dog, I'm over here, like, moving files away, right? And fucking, I'm creating these spreadsheets, right? And I'm just like, oh, Debbie was in there, dog. Dang. You know? So, dog, I don't know if, like, because these things really happen is where like I'm like why I'm so fascinated by them. But dog, and the fact like there was this one dude that just another one I watched murdered this doctor or whatever, and then this other dude murdered this chick. Everybody's murdered in this thing that I'm watching. But dog, this one dude it's just straight up robs this doctor. This other one, this dude freaking buries this chick out like in the forest and ends up like the animals eat her and shit. And then he like grabs her skull and like throws it into a creek and shit, dog. Like he comes back like months later. And dog, I'm watching that going, dog, there's some like sick ass people, dog. Like going out, burying this bitch and then letting the animals eat her. And then coming back months later, grabbing her skull and being like, oh, I don't want this shit here. I don't want them to be pulling dental records and shit, throwing her skull like down the creek and shit. I'm like, dog, how, like, wouldn't you get back and be like in the fetal position? Like, I can't believe what I did. That's her skull, you know? And this fool's like, nah, dog, I ain't getting caught. You know, like, that shit it just fascinates me, dog, because these people are fucking sick. And that's one of the things the family member was saying. She was like, what kind of monster did this? And I was like, with my popcorn, dog. I was like, this shit's crazy. So that's what I've been hooked on, dog, since Cavino and Rich been out.
Yo, do you think the set will be ready Monday?
Nope.
Or their background?
I don't, dog. I don't think so. If it is, I'll be excited because when Rich did his Behind the Velvet Rope, he mentioned, hey, our studio is completely empty right now.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know, dog. To me, dog, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, you know? I'm like, I don't even believe you anymore. You know, like, come on now, dog. Like you've been saying for how many, dog? It's been over a year since they've had the freaking no background. And I mean, thank goodness they brought to life the green screen, right? And they've been doing some things with that. But these fools, dog, I'll believe it when I see it. Even though Rich said that his shit was completely empty. I still don't believe it.
Yeah, we'll see. And I know Spot mentioned right before they were going off that he's like, well, I got to tear all the electrical shit down and, like, the components. Just like, who's going to put it back together? So I feel like there might be some technical, like, I don't think these two boneheads can put it back. And Spot's obviously crippled.
Yeah.
So even if it's done, I feel like Monday's going to be late or like somehow half-assed because they don't have it all put together, kind of.
Yeah. What's the chances of it actually being done and ready to go, dog? Cause what's Spot gonna do, dog? Hobble his ass to Rich's house and say, plug the blue cord into where it says out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, You know, freaking Ben's over there licking it. Ben, get that cord out of your mouth. You know, dog, like that's exactly how I picture it going down. Patreon must not be pulling in the money. Why do you say that? Because they haven't redone the background? I don't think it's that. If that's where you're going with it, I don't think it's a money issue. Because, you know, Rich, he wipes his ass with $100 bills when he runs out of toilet paper. But I just think it's more of a...
Like making a decision.
Well,
they said Homeboy was busy, right?
Yeah, the dude's busy. They, you know, I think it took them a while to really think about what they wanted. And then after they decided on a background or whatever, then they were like, oh, yeah. That's when they tried out the green screen. So they're like, maybe we can incorporate green screen into our... So I think it was a lot of, as the white people say, pussyfooting around. And then that guy being busy and then, you know, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, dog. I'm hoping they come back with a brand new set. And the only thing I'm hoping, dog, is that it's not brown. That brown was just so mundane and it blended in with Cavino's skin and Rich's skin. Even though they're different skin tones, it was still kind of like, there was no like, depth of field, you know what I'm saying? Like, not that like we have the most high-end production here, but dog, if we had Cavino and Rich money, you would better believe we would be fucking making sure that our background wasn't brown, you know? But anyway, either way, I can't wait to see it, man. I'm excited for whenever it does come to fruition. I'm gonna say Wednesday. Are you shooting for Monday? When do you think it's actually gonna be done?
I don't. If I had to put money on it, I wouldn't put money on it.
If I had to put money, I wouldn't.
Well, I want to say, at least by the end of the week. So Wednesday's probably realistic.
Speaking of money on it, let me check to see if the Lakers are already fucking getting their ass beat.
Oh yeah, bro.
Let me see.
Hey,
11-4.
Talk about
11 right here, dog.
Shows.
Even though I knew we were getting our ass beat today, I still had to represent, dog. So 11-4 right now.
Fools might have to get the broom out. I think it might be a sweep.
Come on now. What you asked?
I was watching Euphoria.
Okay.
It's fucking I know that's fucking. What's her name's hot, bro?
Sydney.
But, it's starting to get cracking. Like there's a lot of drama shit.
What's her name on the show? Chelsea or something?
Fuck, I just blanked. I mean, I don't watch for her name, but
never mind. My bad. Yeah, you're right. That was a gay question.
I don't know all the details, but no, what is her name? But it's getting good. It's like it just fourth episode just came in, or what was last Sunday?
Alexa, what's Sydney Sweeney's name on Euphoria?
Sydney Sweeney plays Cassie Howard.
Cassie. Thanks, Alexa. But yeah, so she plays Cassie. Doug, I remember when that show started like 50 years ago, my buddy Diana, she's like, I bet you think Cassie's fine, huh? I was like, hell yeah. All right. Now can we move on? And Doug, it's crazy because since then, like, did you watch it when it first came out back in the day?
Nah, and that was funny because I was off the wagon too, and my boy was like, "Bro, you gotta watch it. Like, there's fine chicks, and like they just do drugs, and like this one chick just be getting tossed and shit like that."
I like the homie's description.
Like sold, bro, and I just never got to it. And then one day I just needed something to watch. I'm like, let me start it, and I started it. I'm like, wow, I've been fucking dragging my feet on this shit, bro.
Well, you know what? Spot is the only one of them three that actually jumped on board, and he did late. I think it was after both seasons had aired already. And he jumped on and he loved it. And Doug, I haven't caught up on season 3, but it's because I'm trying to find a bootleg way to watch it.
I got you. I'll send you something.
All right. But yeah, Doug, I think we were getting close to wrapping this bad boy up. Are there any final thoughts or anything that you have? Anything that you're looking forward to when Cavino and Rich comes back? I can tell you personally, I'm looking forward to them. I feel like we always know when it's time for a vacation because they're always getting on each other's nerves like really bad. So I can't wait for them to like each other again. What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I think it'll be, definitely. I think in the second last episode, you can see some tensions were getting high. Not tensions, but, they're just, it was kind of what you were talking about last time, and we're not going to get into it here, but like, Cavino was kind of saying fucking Rich doesn't prepare, and he just kind of shows up even to Fox Sports and shit. So hopefully there'll be some,
that's just not how I work. Dog, literally, as they're talking, dog, he's drawing on a piece of paper. That's just not how I work. I mean, I wouldn't work that way. Cavino's like, you need to be prepared. Well, I don't prepare like you. I just don't. Dog, literally not even like paying attention, drawing and shit.
So the best, Cavino obviously was in Japan, so I'm sure he had a lot of stories of him and Jordan. And then Rich was in Hawaii, so I'm sure that it was a little family vacation. Hopefully that all went well. And I'm sure there'll be some drama stories. I feel like it's you, it's Steve.
Hopefully they didn't.
Something's gonna have to happen to that fool.
The only way I could see it being like there being something that was super crazy is that if they got to Japan. And then the round trip back home was what is it? Spirit Airline. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say JetBlue. Dog, could you imagine you're in Japan and it's like, oh, this just announced Spirit Airlines is going bankrupt. You're like, how am I supposed to get home?
And or hope they're not on that fucking death cruise of hell.
What's that?
With the rats and shit. There's that cruise, that boat that's out there that a lot of people died or they have
Is this recent or was it like a documentary?
Yeah, bro, it's been on the news. Like I think they just finally let him off the boat. But
dog, I told you I don't watch the news. I scroll TikTok, dog.
No, it was on Instagram news and shit. But it's been on the news too because I guess I feel like shit always happens on cruises, like when somebody gets sick and everyone gets sick or they get poison and shit. But apparently that's that like with that rat shit. Literally, somebody got sick and they're passing around and like. People, it was kind of a thing because like
an apocalypse on a freaking boat.
Nobody wanted to take them in because they're like, yo, you're gonna let all these sick ass people in our bay, you know what I mean? And then what? And like, and they're, it's like some coronavirus shit.
Doug, Andrew Fournier says, he says, I can't wait to hear about Coach Ball Game, Doug. I know some people get tired of those stories, and you went like what did is that you? Yeah. Well, freaking close your shit. It's freaking ringing on my shit over here. Ken,
It's not me. I don't hear it. At least not in my.
Okay, hold on. Are you good?
So AJ, you must have heard what I'm talking about, right? Like, a couple people died. I think like 8 people died already, and they were worried because like
Andrew Fournier says he thought it was me. Doug, I was tripping because my phone's right here, and anyway, sorry. People were tripping. What about the hantavirus or hanta?
Yeah, because like 6 or 8 people had died, and then like they didn't really document like who's like they had to like document who's touching who and all that shit because now people are getting off the boat and like. Traveling back to wherever they're from, and maybe it's contagious and all that shit. So we'll see what happens. But
damn,
still developing us.
Well, hopefully, this doesn't be. I saw. You know what? Actually, I lied. I did hear about this because I saw Chris Benson post on the Carl page something that said, "I've seen this before." I'm like, dog, I'm not trying to have. I'm not trying to have COVID part 2 right here, dog. So hopefully everybody returns home safe, and if you ate the rat shit, hopefully you live. But I think that's about it, dog. Until next time we see you guys, we will know for sure if Cavino and Rich have a new background. So, dog, that'll be next Tuesday. Are we returning to our normal time next week?
Probably not. I'll get a hold of you. Maybe next Thursday.
Hey, if we can do Thursday again next week, that'll work. So It might be Thursday again next week, guys. So you never know. We might be moving to a new day. So after show, but later, make sure you follow us on all social at AfterShowBL to make sure that you're with the most up-to-date information. And if you're right here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and you subscribe. So whenever we're going to put a little note or something, or check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/TASBL. And you can let us know, hey, you know what? We'll let you know. We're going to be live today. Hey, no show Tuesday or whatever. So just make sure you're on all our socials, Patreon, all that. You can join for free. Luis Cortez Jr. Any parting words from you, buddy?
Nah, man. Thanks for having me again. Everyone be safe out there. Starting to get hot already. Stay hydrated. Appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Hell yeah. After show, but later. Andrew Fournier, thank you. Reinhardt, hope you're enjoying the movie. Lisa, everybody that joined us live. Double M if you're here, if you're in the future. Let us know. After show, but later. If there's anything you want us to hear in the next show, we will go ahead and get to it. We will see you guys in episode number 338. Peace.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning.